Hi, Mrs. Still here. It is September 9th, and I'm trying something just a little bit different for the recording for what you missed if you weren't here today, because I happened to take a look at the attendance this morning, and I realized that there are going to be quite a few of you who are gone. So I am recording this ahead of time with the hope that you will be able to watch this on your bus ride to wherever it is you happen to be going this afternoon. So the first thing I need for you to do is I need for you to check your email. And I need you to start checking your email at least every other day, because you're going to start getting some information from me that's pretty important, and you're going to want to check out. All of you have an email. Every student got an email that's a survey. It's like a tech use comfort survey. It's 10 questions that are like a scale. So you're either going to rate yourself as you can't do this skill yet, or you're an expert at it. So a 1 to a 4. So a 2 and a 3 is kind of in the middle. Like, yeah, you can kind of sort of do this. Or you're a complete expert, or you can't do it at all yet. And then I will give you the same exact survey again in May. So just to kind of get a feel for how much you will grow over the year. And hopefully we will see these comfort levels go from like 1s and 2s to 3s and 4s. Some of you might have, especially in my morning class, another email for me requesting permission to use your particular account for a teacher training that I am doing next week during early release. I just need a quick yes or no, and it'll take you like 2 seconds to reply to that. And then I have given some of the groups feedback so far on your slides. But just a word of warning here. Your reflection on the earthquake was due this last Wednesday at midnight. And then your slides are due tonight at midnight. So if your group has not finished those yet, just know I'm going to start looking at them on this weekend. So this afternoon and tonight, and even here in just a little bit, I'm going to keep looking at those and grading them. So make sure that you get your stuff done. If you happen to be working with a group, go ahead and get your slides finished and make sure you note which slides were yours. So go ahead and just put your name on the top of them. And once I get them graded, you can pull your name off of those. But I need a way to know exactly which slides you did. And it really takes a lot of time for me to go back in the revision history and look at that. So I would rather you just let me know from the very beginning which slides were yours that I need to take a look at. As far as what we're actually doing in class today, we are going to take a little bit of time, talk about what to do. In the event you have a substitute, we're also going to talk about something very important, which is what we're going to do in this particular classroom during different safety issues. So like if there's a tornado drill, a fire drill, if there's something, an intruder, if there's something going on outside of the building and we need to lock down. So different things like that. We will discuss that here in class today, and then we will talk about that definitely again. We'll probably revisit that in another week or so. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to go into your Google Drive, and you are going to look for a document, and I'm trying to think what I called it. It should just be called Progress. So you made a copy of this a couple of weeks ago, and I said just put it on the back burner because we're not going to do anything with it yet. And our internet is going very, very slow. Progress. Let me see if it'll just come up, because I know what folder it's in, but it'll take me a second to find it. Okay. Progress Record Geography Standards is what it will be called. And if you don't have a copy of it yet, I'm pretty sure you do. So you will have it in there. But this is where I'm recording my feedback for you on your slides and also your grade. So the one I'm working on right now is 12.3.5A. So you will have a score that ranges somewhere between a 0 and a 4. chances are if you're doing your work, you are not going to have a 0. But I am looking at your earthquake reflection and your slides, and I'm kind of coming up with a composite score for those two things together. And as long as you do a decent job on that earthquake reflection, you get 2 or 3 paragraphs written and you get it handed into me, that is going to be enough to get you a 4, as long as you really captured what it was like to be a survivor of that earthquake. But then your slides are really making up the bulk of your grade. So make sure you get those slides done. Because if you happen to get a really low grade on this, you might end up not being eligible next week, at least in my class, because you might get a low enough score, especially if something's completely missing to cause you to not be passing anymore. So make sure you get your stuff handed into me. The other thing I want you to do on here is I want you to go to Tools, Notification Rules, and I want you to click the top 2 options. So you get a notification anytime changes are made with an email it'll be the top one and then this bottom one. So an email right away. So what this means is anytime I come in here and I provide you feedback, you get instant notification. So it's not like you turn something in and a week later I grade it, and then maybe 2 weeks later you finally take a look at it. It's a constant loop. Okay, so you do some work, I give you feedback, you look at the feedback, you make improvements, and I continue to provide feedback. Okay, so you continue learning even after you've turned it in. You might show some more growth, which might take you from like maybe a 2.5 to a 3. Okay, so always take that feedback I give you and improve on what you're doing. Okay, unless you're at a 4, there's not a whole lot of room for improvement if you're at a 4. But if you are at a 3.5 or lower, there's always that little bit of room that you can grow. So the meat of what we're doing today is found in a document that I shared with you in your Google Drive called Europe Questions. So you can either find it in your social studies folder, or if you just go into Google Drive and you look for Europe Questions, this particular document will come up. This is going to take us at least 2.5 to 3 days to tackle. And all of this information is going to be shared in, like, the final form of it will be shared on a Google My Map. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to create a map. You're going to put 3 different place marks for the 3 different assignments and the locations. And then you're going to take, like, for the first one, it's going to be a summary of this article right here called Giant Oil Rig. Summarizing is a very important skill. I don't want to give you any help with this. I want to see how you do, and then we will go from there. But once you can write your summary in here, okay, but then you're going to copy it and you're going to paste it into the place mark. And it is very easy to figure out. If you can't figure it out on your own, when you come back to class, I will show you how to do it. Or you can find somebody in class who's done it and they can show you as well. The second assignment is about a huge land reclamation project in Europe, in the Netherlands. And I have some very specific questions that I want you to answer. And then there's a video I want you to watch that will help you answer a few more of these questions. So if you see a 2 after the question, the answer is found in the video. If you see a 1 or a 2, you can find the answer either place. And since you are not in class and you do not yet have your login for our book, don't worry about using the book because you'll be able to find the answers online. The third assignment I'm going to have you do is you're going to take a look at the canals in Venice. You're going to look at the construction of them, how they were built, how long ago they were built, and answer some fairly specific questions about that. Then you're going to take a look at a project that started about 13 or 14 years ago that was designed to protect the buildings in Venice. And you're going to look at why they need this protection and what has changed. So once you get done with that, again, you are going to put that information onto your place marks. And then hopefully you'll have a little time left to go to this map here of Venice, Italy. And of course, it's going to take a while to load. But then hopefully it will load here in just a second. But then you're going to use the little peg man that I promise will eventually come up down here. And you are just going to take some time to look around Italy. Yep, he's about to pop up right now. There he is. Okay, so you will just drag peg man, drop him anywhere around the Venice area, and just look around. Okay, that's all I want you to do is take 15-20 minutes or so and just kind of take a tour of Venice. So if you were gone today, I hope wherever you are safe and well, and I will see you back here next week.